Okay, welcome back. We have been sold the lie that success comes from one step at a time. That's not how exponential growth works. And I know this because in my career, I took all the steps. I did the study and took the step. I took the next job. I went from receptionist to administration to personal assistant to executive assistant to salesperson to business development manager to state manager. I took all the steps, right? The step-by-step growth that somebody told me I had to take. But I realized that it just wasn't enough. I got myself to the point where I'd kept myself at a ceiling in terms of how much I earned. And even now, I still have a job. And there is going to be a capped point. There is going to be an income ceiling where if I just go step by step and I'm going to follow the next step up the corporate ladder, it's going to create some income, but it's not going to create exponential growth. And it's going to take me probably years to get there, right? Because there's so many other people trying to get on the same ladder as me. And the same is exactly the same in your business as well. When we just do what's safe, which I've got lots of experience with that, right? 5 years ago, when I started on my little Instagram account, I would be shitting myself with nerves about jumping on to do a Facebook Live or record a video or even a story. And now I can do the stories and I can do the Facebook Lives, and they're not a problem. They're not a problem. But I noticed that if I'm just doing that step by step growth and I'm not really pushing myself, I'm still sitting in my comfort zone. And it's just not enough to get me that exponential growth that I need, not just for me, but for what the world needs in the world too. How can I show you if I'm just doing one step at a time and not being a product of my product and exponentially trying to grow? That is the reason why I joined a Millionaires Are Made group this year. And just today, actually, I there was an offer to join part of an insiders group, I suppose, to a retreat, and it had a price tag attached to it, and it was going to cost me more than that. Now I could logistically make it work, but financially, I was like, I've got some savings I could use. Oh, maybe no, I can't really afford it. I don't really want to use that money. Oh, I don't really want to use credit. And I just noticed these thoughts going through my head about um oh, like you can't afford it. These kind of the comfort zone of not stretching myself. And then I caught myself and I was like, oh, hang on a minute. I'm in a millionaires group for a reason. What would a millionaire think about this? What would a millionaire be say? What would she be thinking? What would she be feeling? What would she be doing? How would she be acting? And I'm just like, you know what? She'd be like, yeah, just sign me up. Of course I'm going to go to that. Like, send me the link. What are you going to do? And I think that just proves the point that, when you challenge these little incremental steps, I have to think bigger. I've got to get into those rooms where my brain is just like blowing apart. Um, Striving for tiny gains is just a hamster wheel. I've been stuck on it. You've probably been stuck on it over and over again. If we're just striving for just these small wins, we're going to get small results. So we're going to change the thinking to strive for big gains, big leaps, get off that hamster wheel. And you leap by literally changing the way you operate, not by climbing the old staircase. And it is so easy. Again, remember your brain wants to do the easiest thing possible, is that it wants to climb the old staircase. It doesn't want to go up new stairs. It doesn't want to have to rethink like how we have to climb the staircase. We just want to get to the top in the least amount using the least amount of energy in the most efficient way possible. But sometimes when we get to the top of that staircase, we're like, view up here is kind of not that cool, or it's the same view. If we want to stop climbing the old staircase, we've got to start by operating differently, and that comes with our behaviors. So U² is all about multiplying the results, not adding them. So not 1 + 1 = 2. It's one. It's 1 times 10 equals terrible maths, 10. It's 10 times 10 equals 100, 1,000. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you get the idea. So we don't add them, we multiply them because you are not broken. You have not left your run too late. I don't care how old you are. Something I was thinking about today actually was, and I was telling my daughter about it, was at 48, so I'm 48 years old. My mum, when she was 48, I think I was 19. I had left home at like 15 years old, so I had not been around for a long time. And she had $0 to her name, my friend. She just had a bank account, and she probably had sold her car by that stage. She got kicked out of the state house that we were living in because, of course, she no longer had a dependent child. Life really got pulled from underneath her, and I look at, me at 48, and I look at the numbers and I go, wow, like we're completely poles apart, but we've had different opportunities and we've done different things with those opportunities. And when I was explaining to my daughter, like I've created this amount of net worth now, and she's she's 20 years old, 21 years old, so she's 20 now. I was 27 when I had her. She has a net wealth now that I would have been frothing over even 5 or 10 years ago. And my mum certainly would have been like incredibly proud of herself to have created how much net worth she has. And so we have different opportunities now. We have people around us that are showing us every day like how we can get out of our own way, how we can multiply these results. And it's simply by taking their advice, thinking differently, feeling differently, acting differently, being around these people that really will like boost your confidence up so that you too can really tap into your full potential. And of course, in these groups and in this particular container, we are either sober curious or we are sober sisters. And we don't need alcohol to fill the gaps in our lives. We Alcohol just doesn't have a seat at the table anymore, my friends. There's just too many other cool things to do than sit around and have a hangover or have anxiety. So if you are ready to take the leap, my friend, subscribe, grab the link to Unpool Potential. It's a private podcast only at this stage. There is also a group that is going to be starting. It's going to be a bit of a mastermind group. If you've never done one of those before, I'm just going to tell you, it's a group coaching program where we all come together, we all blow each other's brains out in terms of information and information overload, learning from each other, using it as a base to grow, have that steady foundation of who we are, our self-concept, and how we can actually create safety for ourselves to then go and take these massive leaps that we're going to take. So I really want to share with you, the behind the scenes of creating my own leaps. So I hope you join me.